the hybrid.
The most versatile club in the bag.
A high handicapper's dream.
But which one is the best in 2024?
Let's find out. Let's see how the expert does it with the best hybrid of 2024.
Just going in the water.
Gonna go straight into those trees, I'm sure of it. I have good enough eyesight, but I think it's okay. Drone man, roll it. Right everyone, welcome back to the Golf Modded channel. Today you join me and John Percival at La Hacienda, the links course on the 7th hole. Behind my videographer, you've got an incredibly difficult second shot onto this par 5, which we're going to need. We're a cheeky little hybrid, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
But which one are we going to choose? Well, we're going to find out today, where we're going to showcase the best hybrids of 2024. Percy, what's this? sorry. Johnny boy, do you use a hybrid?
I do. I'd say it's arguably, apart from driver putter, one of the most used clubs in my bag.
Lovely. Well, that's why you're in this video, sir.
Exactly.
We're going to run through certain parts of a hybrid, such as forgiving, distance, and overall the best hybrid of 2024. What should we do first, Percy?
Most forgiving.
Most forgiving?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So, Jay Dizzle,
Yeah.
as the expert of the hybrid category, why have we chosen the Callaway as the most forgiving?
Well, performance and feel across the face, I
Yeah.
think has been the big thing that we both noticed.
Sure.
You also, when you set up at the ball, I mean, this is more of a mental thing than
Sure.
anything else, but you can see plenty of loft, which I always like.
Yeah.
It's a club that you kind of want to be able to get up and stop relatively quickly if you go for par 5s, and also you want to be able to find the fairway off the tee.
Yeah, I really like what you said there in terms of the mix of how it looks and also the performance. We spoke about the fairways and drivers previously in some videos, and you can really see the face. Now that is a subjective thing, some people can like it, some people dislike it, but it feels like, as you said, you can get it very easily off the ground. Now that doesn't necessarily translate towards forgiveness, but what we found at Custom Golf Works, which we'll get onto in a little bit, is that it's quite consistent, isn't it?
Yeah.
The only thing that we have found is it does look somewhat draw bias, right?
Yeah, I think it does look, if you down at address, it does look slightly more
A
closed
wee bit
than
closed,
other
yeah.
options. on the
Which take that how you may.
Having said that though, it is adjustable, so you
Yes.
can switch that around a bit if you want.
Bang on. So if you don't like how it looks a little bit closed, well, most hybrids have a tendency to go left, don't they? You can make it a little bit more open, and actually that makes the face even more visible. So Johnny, from this treacherous hole here, the 7th on the links course at La Hacienda, from about 259 yards away, you are going to hit the green for me, or get as close
Well, I
as you
mean,
can.
realistically, if I had this shot in a real round, I
Yes.
would just be wanting to get it up and around. Second shot of a par 5, if I get it on the green, huge bonus, but I'm just looking to get it within kind of chipping distance or a short pitch, something
Set
like
expectations. I
Yeah.
like that. So show me where to go.
that. Okay, doke.
Great shot, mate. Great shot. Yeah, just trickle into the bunker, was it?
Just trickled into the bunker.
Lovely flight though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really piercing. Really good.
I mean, I typically hit like a little bit of a draw, so
Okay.
that's probably where I was aiming, and
Yeah.
it's just gone gun barrel straight.
You take that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, I'd take that all day.
Cool.
I mean, it's going to be a tricky bunker shot, but there for 2.
I trust
Back
your
myself to
bunker.
get it on the green in 2 putt, hopefully for a par.
Absolutely. Well,
So yeah, no, really delighted with that.
good stuff. It's fared very well here at La Hacienda. Let's see how it fares at Custom Golf Works. Right, here we are back at Custom Golf Works to talk about the most forgiving hybrid of 2024. Sweeter from every spot. It did apply to the driver, but it does actually apply to all of the metalwoods in this category. And this is what we have noticed so far in our testing inside and outside. Well, let's look at those wonderful numbers here. I will say I put my hybrid's PXG. Just don't ask.
Clerical error.
Yeah, clerical error, nothing else. What we can see is higher spin rate, correct?
Yeah, more spin, and just more forgiveness across the board, I'd say.
Yep.
This would be better suited, I think, for kind of attacking greens on long par 5s
Yeah.
or long par 3s, a bit more stopping power. But yeah, an excellent club again from Callaway.
Yeah, 100%. I think you don't want to be scared about missing it left and right or so. You can see here, unfortunately, I've been missing mine a little bit to the right. But I was very consistent. You can see that circle is very small. Johnny's is massive.
Massive.
But if you look at the ball speed as well, the dispersion is not large at all when we're hitting it all across the face.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just want a little bit more distance from your hybrid to really increase your chances of hitting that green in 2. Let's go back to La Hacienda, where we find out the longest hybrid of 2024.
So, Alex, why have we gone for PXG as the longest fairway on the market?
So, Johnny, I'm not particularly a hybrid man, not by name, not by trade, but I have actually been fit for a PXG hybrid over in January, over in Arizona.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
For the Gen 6. I was a fan of it, but didn't actually put it in my bag. It was a weapon though, and I think what they've done with Black Ops, they've continued this by having a lot of adjustability and also some supreme looks. This thing comes off hot, it's explosive. And one thing I like about it is it can be fine-tuned towards anyone's game. As I talked about already, we've got adjustable hosel and also some adjustable weighting. You don't really see that a lot in hybrids, so there's a lot of things you can do with this. Have it high spin, have it low spin. I have it as a 2 hybrid, so 17 degrees, so it is going to go a long way. But as we talked about already in the forgiveness for Callaway, this I think is quite low launching, quite low spin. Yes, it is a low launching hybrid because it is 17 degrees.
It's a bit of a bullet.
It is a bit of a bullet, yeah. So would I necessarily say this individual hybrid is one to hold a green? Maybe not. But when I've tried the 3 and the 4 hybrid as well, I found that the ball speed is pretty good. It goes absolutely miles. Yes, you need to get the fitting. This is what PXG always recommends. This is fitted towards me. But as I'll show you in Custom Golfworks in a second, this thing goes a long way. I can get this out to probably 270 yards if I really crank one. And that's why we've moved back now. It was actually 290, playing 270. Shall I give it a go?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool, let's see if I can do Bob Parsons justice. I don't particularly think this looks as draw biased as other ones we've tried. It's a lot smaller, so...
It is quite compact head, I will say that, yeah.
Perhaps a tall one, but it still provides some forgiveness. Oh, I've hit that badly.
That's come out a little low.
But as you said, low launcher. I think that's long enough though, right?
I've not seen where that's finished.
Let me check. I don't have good enough eyesight, but I think it's okay. So not the best strike in the world, but I still managed to hit quite a low piercing ball flight, which is okay for a 2 hybrid. Perhaps for this shot, I'd probably go towards a 3 or a 4 hybrid. Let me show you the tech and data behind this bad boy at Custom Golfworks. Right, so here we are at Custom Golfworks to talk about the brand new PXG Black Ops Hybrid, our longest hybrid of 2024. Johnny, talk to me about these numbers, because looking at these, I mean, it's long, right? But there's a reason behind it.
It is long, and it's long because the spin is kept relatively low. Yeah. That is probably slightly less than you'd optimally like to see from
100%.
a hybrid. It does mean you also get quite a lot of rollout, so if you want to use this as a kind of fairway finder, then it's ideal because you get a really progressive ball down a fairway. If you're looking for it more to attack pins, that's potentially a touch too much rollout than you'd particularly like.
Yeah, 100%. I think now with the tech behind it being kind of all about saving mass, we've got a steel face, carbon crown, all about kind of positioning that CG to make it optimal. What it does have as well is adjustability. So what we've done with our selection of shots here is this kind of standard setting. If we wanted to loft it up, make it more so than 17, 19 degrees or whatnot, 2 hit greens rather than being a fairway finder, you can do that. So PXG's hybrids are quite adjustable, aren't they?
Arguably the most,
I would say, the most, aren't they? You look at others, they're not as workable. They don't want to change stuff around. I've got my actual settings. While I played around with it, I did have it as draw. It's now at neutral, and it did make quite a big difference. I don't think no other hybrids have this, do they?
No, and I had the same experience. I went down to the PXG's London South store and got fitted for this, and I think I've also ended up in neutral as well. But it did like we had. Did so much tweaking with the various weights to get it to like a good position. And it was fantastic.
Me too with this. I think what you said there is definitely correct. You can definitely get a near perfect hybrid with PXG by kind of getting fit for it. Now you can do that with other brands, but I think this kind of comes up tops in that regard, in that kind of fitting element.
Absolutely.
But an overall hybrid which gives you a combination of not just distance, but also forgiveness, as well as fantastic feel and looks, well, let's head back to Spain and announce our overall best hybrid of 2024.
So, this is the best hybrid of 2024.
The TaylorMade QI10. Why did we pick this, Alex?
Well, Johnny, this hybrid, I feel like, we talked about forgiveness, distance, looks, and we said it in other reviews, showcases, but you always want a blend of all of them, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what we can see with TaylorMade this year in 2024 is they've managed to focus on, I think, more mainly forgiveness, but they've also upgraded that looks, upgraded that feel, and made it overall as a really nice, I'd say subtle hybrid, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It looks fantastic, I think.
It does. What were you saying before about that crown?
So yeah, you've got the kind of like subtle carbon, which actually if you look straight down at it, it's a little bit harder to see, but on closer inspection you can see it under here. And then we've also got this like very faint QI10 branding, which I'm a massive fan of, and just a little step. So I think it just looks really premium and very clean.
It does, doesn't it? I think subtle, premium, clean are all words that brands want us to use in terms of describing their products, and this definitely fits the bill. You can see the face, it's still somewhat of a easy hybrid to hit, but it delivers in every single category we've talked about. Now, there are several hybrids that TaylorMade have released in terms of the iterations, in terms of the models. We've got a Max, we've also got a Tour version, which is adjustable, which is actually a little bit like PXG's, but we've chosen the flagship model because most amateur golfers, most everyday golfers.
Yeah, I think it
probably fit
appeals
into
probably
this,
to the
right?
broadest audience.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're going to do to finish this video off is have a good old-fashioned closest to the pin chin wag, aren't we? We're now about, well, 270-ish. 270, yeah. I'll hit first, Johnny hit second. See how we can do with the best hybrid of 2024. You ready? Good luck, sir.
May the best man win.
Not you. Oh, I've pured it.
That's glorious.
It's just going to go straight into those trees, I'm sure of it. Did it?
I don't know.
I don't know, I think it actually might have been a little bit short of it. I hit that really well though, but I don't think you've got that much competition here. Get it over, and I think you've won. I hit that so well, it's just that I'm a bit shaky with hybrids. Let's see how the expert does it with the best hybrid of 2024.
It's going in the water.
Great shot, stay there. It's right at it. If it's got the legs, mate,
That could be good.
that could be close. I think he's got me. Right, here we are for the last hybrid, but the best hybrid of 2024. TaylorMade QI. Look at that thing.
Beautiful.
So we've been hitting this a lot at Custom Golf Works in Spain, in England, underwater basically in England.
I've had it in the bag the last few weeks as
Have
well.
Indeed. Now this is a 4 hybrid. We have been hitting some 3 hybrids overall in the data, so you will see it is slightly shorter. But the really interesting numbers is just the overall consistency. But to be honest, we're here at Custom Golf Works to talk about data. I'm actually even more going to talk about the feel of this club.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely lovely.
It really is. I don't know what it is about it, because I really like the driver, the metal wood, but there's just something about that hybrid, the way it feels, it springs off the face.
I was going to say exactly the same thing. It kind of feels like it's like jumping off the face.
Yeah.
It feels incredibly powerful. Yeah, in terms of feel, I know we've picked this as our overall best driver, but feel, I think it definitely comes out top of the top of the
yes,
list.
100%. And alongside feel, you have got forgiveness and distance too. It does sit quite consistently for all these categories at about 1 and 2, which is why it is top. It is very close between TaylorMade and Callaway, I'll be honest. It's close within all of them, but I think the main thing that separates the TaylorMade from the others is feel as well.
Yeah.
The look down at the dress is nice, it's very pair dropping with that gloss finish, but if we do talk about the numbers, as we are here in the mecca of data testing, so we can see here we've got some very good ball speeds, obviously a little bit less than the 3 hybrids, and the spin is very good as well. It's a bit higher launching than some others. Again, it is a 4 hybrid, but what we're noticing is consistency as well. And what I like is with all of these things we've just said here, all the assets, I think myself and Johnny can go into it, any shot that we have with a hybrid, very confident.
Yeah,
Right?
on course, I've been using this, as I said, quite regularly, and it is now my kind of go-to if I just want to find a fairway, or if I'm 220 yards out on a par 5 and I just want to keep it in play as close to the green as possible. It is incredibly dependable.
I think hybrids are the hardest club to get right for like a lot of amateur golfers.
Yeah.
You always, it's 3 woods as well. We want to have one that really is kind of a unicorn club for you. I think that is as close as you're going to get.
Yeah.
But to summarise, me and Johnny are going to fly back to Spain and La Hacienda and talk about it. So, Jay Pizzle, as we sit upon this wonderful halfway house at La Hacienda with some chill vibes, blasting through the speakers, so we're wondering about hybrids in general. What are your thoughts? Are they actually useful?
Yeah, I think they're incredibly useful tools, especially for kind of the mid to high handicappers, and also potentially older golfers who've lost a bit of speed. They can be ideal kind of long iron replacements. So you could have maybe 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 5 would replace your 4 and 5 iron. They just offer a bit more forgiveness, higher launch, and better distance.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think we've seen some PGA Tour players and LIV using them as well. What I find funny with this test, or what I find interesting with this test is, well, for me anyway, I welcome your opinion, is we've done best fairways, best drivers. The fairways were quite similar to each other. I felt like these were actually quite different in overall profile, feel and performance. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, definitely in profile, looking down at the 3 that we've just gone through, they all look very different down at address, and they all offer different things. I mean, the PXG, you've got the movable weights, which is something, as you mentioned, that you don't see a lot, but it's a very handy tool to be able to utilise.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is why I think for this test especially, there's a lot that's different to each other, so I'd recommend you guys go and try these out for yourself. Obviously, our opinion is just opinion, it's not fact, so whatever works for us may not work for you. But let me know down in the comment what hybrid you are using and what is your favourite of 2024. If you did enjoy this video, smash a like, and if you are new to Golf Magic, hit that big red subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all of our videos like this. We'll have best fairways, drivers, hybrids, forgiving irons, and much more coming over 2024, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Myself and Johnny, well, we'll see you at the next video.